Badland winch. Got myself a new toy. Today we're going to unbox the Badland 12,000 pound winch steel cable with the roller. And then I'm going to make a bumper pull stand so I can put it in a 2-inch receiver so I can have on my trailer, on my truck, or anywhere I want. I can put it in the front of the truck, the rear of the truck. Let's get started. I've already had this box open once. So when you first open it, get your informational packet. So you get your sweet Badland stickers, which I'm not sure if I'm going to put those on anything, but a toolbox or so. And then you get your informational packet. So your instructions, your Badland winch guide, which shows you how everything goes. Your wireless controller, which this is just a cover to keep it waterproof. And then you have your button up here, which automatically turns off after 2 minutes. Then you have your rubber cover, which goes back on. This is a plate for mounting the control unit, which has all the solenoid, which I'll talk about later, but I'm not going to be using this because I don't need it. You have your 3H forged hook, which is actually a really good size hook. And then your blue or red strap for safety for pulling it out. This is a wire for your wireless controller for if your wireless controller dies, which is a really good bonus. This is a box which is involved with this plate where if you want to remove your solenoids and put them underneath a bumper or something. And then here's some more electrical wiring for that. Here's my receipt that I got it for because I got it on sale at Harbor Freight. And then there's the winch, which it's heavy. So this whole box on the side says 100+ pounds. I completely believe them. Here's the hardware for mounting it down. Here's some more electrical and hardware for if you wanted to remove the solenoid box, which this is the solenoid box, which is on top of the winch, which that's what you'd use those for to move it if you wanted to. Which is really nice that Harbor Freight supplies you with wire if you're wanting to actually move the box. That's what those wire rolls are for. You have your roller, so that way your cable goes in straight, which I need to make a bracket so it actually goes on the front, which you guys will see later. And I'm also going to so you could buy the Harbor Freight bracket, which is a bumper pull, or I'm going to make my own because I wanted a little more stiff. Because like the research I've done, the #1 way these winches fail is what they're bolted down to fails and the winch twists. So the motor side and the gear side twist opposite of each other and break this upper housing, which if you look at the Wrangler Stars video on it, which is kind of hard to find now because it's been a year and a half, 2 years ago, it broke, the bolts and everything sheared out of it, which ended up twisting it and cracking the frame. And then there's some metal contacts that run through here which got overlapped, which he was complaining about it almost catching on fire, which is a valid concern, but I think if it would have been bolted down a little different, it wouldn't have happened. So with the solenoid box being on top, it's a very easy wire. So you have your positive lead, which I wish was a little longer, so I'm going to be making it longer. It's in Romex, or not really Romex, but a coating. And then your negative lead, which is here, and then this just has to be hooked to your negative lead. So it's a 2-wire system, which I'm going to make a, not really make, I bought plugs for it. So that way it's actually like a house plug kind of deal, which you'll see later in the video, but it's not really a house plug. It's completely weather rated. So I'll get back to you when I start welding up my bracket. These are the 3 pieces of steel I'm going to be using. This is the piece of steel I'm going to bolt the actual winch down to using these 4 holes, which is at the bottom of the winch. I flipped it upside down. That piece of steel I'm going to cut at 12 3/4 of an inch. So that way I have 3/4 of an inch of stick over pass. That way it's hopefully a little stronger. But I don't want to go so far out here because I'm wanting to keep this lightweight. And this is super thick steel, so hopefully it won't bend at all. So this is considered 1/4 inch C-channel, which in the corners though it's 1/2 inch steel. So it's really hard to twist and bend, especially compared to the bolts will be somewhere right up here on the ends, so it won't twist or bend. So I'm going to cut this to 12 3/4 and then notch it out so I can put this, which this is from Harbor Freight also. So this is trailer tube, so your receiver, so this is 2x2 square stock, 1/4 inch, or 1/4 inch wall. And then this is the receiver tube, which Harbor Freight is the cheapest place I've found to buy it, because I do a lot of stuff with this because it's very versatile, because you can just take pipe and insert it. So my flatbed has these with the post rails, and it's trailer tube, so it's easy and accessible. Harbor Freight sells these in the small chunks, like 4 inches and 6 inches, but they also sell them in foot sections and 18-inch sections, which they basically sell for $1 a foot, which is the cheapest way I found to buy it, because my local steel yards around here want like a lot for a foot, or because I was gonna buy 10 feet and they wanted it for like $330 for 10 feet, which is a whole lot cheaper when it's $1 an inch, because 10 feet would be 122 inches roughly, so that would be $122 from Harbor Freight, but they wanted 300, so that's almost a 300% markup. So Harbor Freight's the way to go for trailer tube, at least if you ask me. Got the plate welded up and painted. These front ears are for the the winch guide wheels. So I'm gonna bolt on the winch on the plate. I already used the winch. That's why this is kind of out of the ordinary. This is about a month and a half after I actually did the last clip of building this, because I ended up having to rush to go use that winch, which it worked well. So I'm gonna bolt this up, bring you guys back, and then we'll do some testing. Decided to try and get logs at Taylor's house, and it is too muddy. Just with the truck and trailer, can't get out. It's kind of flat almost. Yeah, she's pulling the trailer. Nah, keep going, Taylor. I was a dumbass and decided to come down the hill, and I'm working it way too hard. But pulling just fine. Just got the truck in 4-wheel drive, just idling away. I decided to be a dummy and take my truck and trailer down to Taylor's house to try and get those logs. And yeah, now it can't come out, so I've got it in 4-wheel drive and the winch pulling it out, which is just calling along. Badland winch pulling like a champ. It's in the dark, got a trailer back there. I'm in the mud, snatch blocked. The truck is dead right now. Kind of overheated her. I just shut her down to not damage the motor, but it's cranking away. Just gotta get out. I don't know what I was entirely thinking. Trying to get those logs, and it rained 3 days ago, but it's gonna rain tomorrow morning. So I was hoping I could get them out of here. It's Sunday right now, or no, it's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. But it's supposed to start raining at 8 o'clock in the morning, but just deep divots and holes. Like that's about a 1 foot trough from the tires, trying to pull the truck and trailer out. But the winch did just fine. Well, she pulled. I did a snatch block here because the truck was too hot, which you just saw in the video, but I made it out. 3.5 hours later, Taylor's rolling the winch up nice and just to clean it up. Didn't get any progress, which sucks, but hopefully I'll make a short in probably a month or so of getting the logs so you guys have an update. But oh yeah, it's a wet, soppy mess. But once I got to about right there, the end of the trailer is, I just punched it. The winch was still ran out to a tree over there, but I got out. A whole lot of effort. But the winch held up just fine. Did her job, cleaning up the wire.